Happy Wednesday. 4 more days. Counting today. 4. See, I can get 4 days. This is a cakewalk. It's comical, actually. Like, the whole idea of getting loaded is so far back. It's crazy. Even in the stresses that I've had, and I've had some stresses. I've had some moments where I've been in bed and I just was almost, I was paralyzed. I couldn't move. And it's all mental and it's all nervous system shit. But it's just like I could, yeah, sure, I can get out, I can go to the kitchen, I can feed the kids, I can do all that stuff. But that shit was lingering heavy, weighing on me. It felt like suffering. And, you know, I'm not just speaking of like recently. I'm talking about this has happened throughout these 2 years. And not once did I get loaded over it. I've walked in hospitals. I've walked in a hospital when I just felt like, no, I'm not walking in a hospital right now. And I got to say goodbye to somebody and make an amends when I thought I should be forgiving them. Going to play bingo for my mom, that was stressful. All of this, the whole thing. You know, there's been some moments of pain. There's been some moments where I felt paralyzed. And yet, not once did I feel that getting loaded would have solved the problem. It's been, you know, they say the first 2 years is like, you know, you're grinding it out. There's a reason you get a tag in these two. And I never really thought about that, you know, like, I just, you know, I thought it was like the first 90 days or maybe the first year. Now, these first 2 years, like, I had 2 years. And I obsessed the last year of those 2 years of getting loaded. Like, I just thought about it all the time. I don't think about that shit. The thought of it. It's not, forget the desire to use, the thought of it, you know? And there's going to be moments. Here's the thing. There is going to be moments in my future where the idea of getting loaded might sound like a good idea, because I've accepted that, you know, I'm an addict, but it may not be a specific drug, maybe something else. You know, I'm pushing myself to go through these moments of pain, and I've been doing it for a while now. 2 years, well, we'll just say a year and a half, right? The second I thought relationships was a good idea. But where I've been really in a lot of turmoil internally, where I can't focus at work, where I can't focus at home. And I've told myself time and time again, I'm gonna sit with this pain and endure it. And I think that it's been a good practice. Like, I know it's been a good practice. I know it's been a good practice. It's that uncomfortability where we learn. It's that moment of pain and struggle, and you feel like you're suffering when you know damn well you ain't, where you grow. You know, I've talked recently about patience. I've talked recently about surrender, all these things. And now the season I'm in is learning about pain. And you know, I don't know for sure, because I don't like to name the season as it comes in. But I think the patience thing is part of it. You know, if I don't have enough patience, I'm going to feel the pain because I need instant gratification. And if I'm not getting my way through instant gratification, then I start painting pictures in my head, and stories start to brew up. And those stories turn into feelings, and those feelings turn into bad actions. So knowing that, being aware of that, has been the key for me to, like, endure the pain. You know, this is my friend. You know, we don't like him, but he's hanging with us. And I'm grateful. You know, I'm about to go into a hike that, you know, there's 2 paths. I'm taking the second one, and I don't feel bad about that at all. I'm not going straight up 4,000 miles. I'm not that guy. There has to be that, do you have 2 paths, choose one, And for me to say, okay, I'm going to get to this mailbox, and no matter how I get to it, it's going to be a bitch. But I don't have to take the one that I want to die on. I can take the one that I want to kill myself instead. Oh no, wait, it's flipped around. I can take the one, I don't have to take the one I want to kill myself on. I'll just take the one I want to die on. But I feel I'm prepared, and I feel like going through these painful situations help prepare me for physical things. You know, I've for these 2 years, I have put myself in terms of going to the gym and working out through some intense stuff. 2-a-days. I did plenty of those, fasting and then doing them, fasting and then doing 2-a-days. You know, all of it. You know, resisting the donuts, resisting the shit when, like, those are the things that are going to help my dopamine. You know, really, really conditioning myself, conditioning my body to be able to, you know, like, there's something to be said about fasting while you're going through some shit. I don't know if psychologists or psychiatrists would recommend that. I don't know. I do know there's a thing called HALT, hungry, angry, lonely, tired, and I fasted when I was on HALT, and I got through it, and I felt like I accomplished something. So all of these things, you know, and I'm so far from it, and now I've got a few more days before I have that milestone that I truly thought 2 years ago I'd never get. Like, I was looking for it. I wanted to check it out the window. I am so grateful that I didn't find that tag. And I'm also grateful that when I found it, I was out of treatment. And I laughed and I said, okay, I'm going to do something special with this. And I didn't quite know what it was. I knew what I wanted to do with the 1 year, which I didn't do because it's going to go in that box. I'm going to connect both of them. But I didn't know what I was going to do with the 2 year. I didn't have a plan for that. But, you know, as my higher power continues to evolve through me, as I continue to evolve with my higher power and grow, things come up that work. And I tried so many things in these 2 years. And I'm so grateful. And these videos are almost done. And it's a season, a 2-year season of my life that I'm putting down, that I can leave on the internet, that when my kids are, you know, when they need me, if I'm not around, there's going to be a time I'm not around. So when they need me and that time exists, hopefully YouTube is still a thing, and they could just be like, man, I'm this dad, and they can hop on one of these and really get to see me. They got 2 years of content now. My mom left me with one song on a karaoke bar, and that song got me through a lot. And I'm leaving my kids 2 years of material, and some of those videos have their name on it. You know, if that's all this does, if that's all this is, then so be it. I don't believe that's the case. I'd like to believe that somebody's going to chime into one of these, or not chime in, but they're going to be struggling one day like I did, swiping through my phone, trying to find something that I can listen to, watch, that would make me feel a little bit better. And I hope that I'm one of those things. And I don't hear from them, that they just, it gets them to the end of the day, and then they all of a sudden do something different, and that different changes their lives, and they forget about the video. But then when I die, and I'm up there in them gates, behind them gates, they show me the videos of people that maybe this helped. Because I really do hope this helps people. It's helped me, but, you know, I'm talking. It's got me through some shit, you know. Between writing and vlogging, I've really been able to, like, seriously learn some stuff that, like, you know, I don't think I would have ever learned if I didn't do it. And so about myself, you know, it's given me this ability, you know, to really connect with myself doing this. And so this one will be short. If, you know, a 10-minute video is considered short. I don't know. Like, I think we're in the age of 32 seconds. Some of these videos that I put on here, with the most views, not that I'm looking for them, have been the ones of, like, a freaking shot of a mountain and that's it. It's okay. It's really okay. This was therapeutic for me, and I'm really grateful for it to come to a close. And you know, for anybody who's watched a bunch of these, thank you. I really appreciate it. And that's really all I got, you know. Just kind of tapping off the last bit of this so I can be done with it. Not in a negative way, in a positive way. But yeah, have a good day, and you know, love yourself, take care of yourself, do something for yourself. If your life feels stagnant and it feels robotic, try something different. Try that different thing, and then you'll open up something in your mind that'll tell you, oh, I can try another different thing and another different thing, and then all of a sudden you're doing all these different things and your life doesn't feel the same. It was that same when I was 36, where I was looking up like, man, this is it. You know, 11 years later, really 2 years later, but 11 years later, I look back and I'm like, man, I really looked up and said, man, I want excitement in my life, and I sure got it. That was a decade of pain. So, yeah, I'm out.